Welcome to Cyberpunk 2030 A Better Tomorrow。
and killed the music, and we are now live, and here we are. Adjustments here. Second. Two. Touch. Over just a little bit. Okay. And now we're ready to go. There we go. All right. So we are back for Cyberpunk 2030. Better tomorrow, as our intro would say.
Yeah.
So apparently, Justin has his recap typed up and would actually like to do the recap. So I will let Justin go ahead and do that, and we'll see how it interprets.
This is done in the voice of a character. Omen, like a gonk, shot someone. I guess she figured they weren't going to shoot back because guess what? They did. And guess what she wasn't doing at the time? That's right, wearing armor. She got banged up. Some exotic-looking girl was found downstairs in this place, and the reason she looks so exotic is she is a chrome virgin. Not a drop in her. Once we had the exotic and once we had Omen stabilized, we dealt it out there. And then someone, we won't say who, dropped the tranny out the truck. Omen nearly flatlined on the way there, but thankfully she's okay. Gonk cost me a lot of eddies too. She's gonna get paid. She's gonna pay me back one way or another.
Yeah.
Me and Amori hooked it all the way back to Phoenix, while the rest took a acquired car on the way back. Doc was able to patch her up. Sorry, I have to read my own handwriting here. I need to actually type this up.
I see a flaw in this plan.
Our folks got together with someone named Sin to go ahead and crack the hard drive that we got, computer, whatever. It's something I don't know how to work. That data was hotter than molten lead, and apparently all food, Corpo working with the scavs, decided to recycle people. He got flatlined pretty quickly. Some new guy clocked his picked him out in the 9th inning. New Corpo, Jessica, now has a dead Corpo's job. And that's the recap from last week.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
So it has been about 2 days since the events of last game at this point. This is to give Omen a chance to sport the chrome that she's uncomfortably in at this point. You went ahead and rolled for your humanity and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Already
Oh,
gone.
yeah. I took a big humanity hit.
Yep. Okay, that's what I thought. So make sure you update your character sheet with the. You got what? The subdermal armor and an arm. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And lungs.
Oh, that's right. And lungs. Yes. Ouch.
Just a
Yeah.
little stuff.
Owie.
And she has some skin weave being produced on the side as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So you have all that for the time being. So you jack it up.
Yep.
Kidding. So you don't have. Do you? Let's see. You didn't have a whole lot. That's right. You didn't have a whole lot of cash on your character sheet, so you probably would have been crashing at Amari's place
Yeah.
for the time being while you recovered, and the Ripper Doc had to pay you a visit directly there.
Yep.
So there is that. Brittany, I think Sam has got her article ready. Up to a point, obviously. And in fact, you know what? Now that I think about it, let's go ahead and start off with you. And thank you again for the follow. That was Fresh Wildcat, and then before that, that was Tiresome Hanky.
Nice.
So thank you again both for the follow. So Sam, I think we'll go ahead and start off with you since you had a specific objective at this point. So are you going to? Because we kind of talked about this. Are you going to make a call first, or are you going to loop the team in? How you want to do this?
I probably ought to ask them to back me up, just in case. You know how those corpos get.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before we do that, do we have a chance to get some all foods and analyze them?
You absolutely can get some all foods. Just as a matter of just getting it off the shelf. Analyzing it, however, is going to require a lab.
Right. So would we have a chance to do that?
Does anybody have the appropriate ties to do something like that? Because I know nobody has a lab.
The
Negative.
stuff that I have in my computer is strictly for testing drugs. It probably is not going to work on food samples.
So we'd be thinking about like the police lab or something like that.
Right.
Actually, you probably wouldn't want to give it to the police. And at this point, everyone would notice the picture's rather looking hard at Sonny.
Well, nobody's gotten together just yet. We're actually talking
okay.
out of character here.
Okay, sorry. Thought we were in character.
No, not just yet. I'm actually trying to figure out which way.
Oh,
she
what we
wants to
could
go
do
with this
beforehand?
first. Yeah.
Okay, I think
You
I
need
can.
to-
I think I can work that. So we'll try and do the interview first, and then I can just bring it up during the interview. Maybe we send off the sample to a private lab, and then wait and see what we find after, like as soon as it's done or whatever.
Okay. Again, that's something that you could try. I don't know if anybody has any ties to a lab at this point. That's the problem you're running into. You could, if you just randomly go to some medical lab and say, "Hey, process this," you're probably not within their chain of custody or have an agreement with them. Like like nowadays would be like the doctor's office sends lab results to LabCorp or something like that, and then they get back.
There's
the
no
results.
like private places that we could hire.
You could certainly that is something you could work on. It's nothing that anybody has as of this point. So that's why I'm trying to coordinate with you. Like if that's the direction you want to go, then that would probably be something to bring the team together and say, "Hey, this is what I'm looking at. This is probably what we should do," sort of thing. And then see if everybody has, the connections or the cash flow at that point to pay for lab results.
I have a little bit. Okay, well, I don't know, maybe just for ease of the story, maybe I should just go by myself and do the thing, and then we gather afterwards.
Do what thing? The interview?
Yeah,
You could do that.
I don't know. I haven't really looped them in yet. So,
So is that something you want to do, or is that something that
I don't know. Jerome.
I'll come back to you. So in this, in the meantime, then, Skulls, what are you doing during this time frame?
Okay, so then each day that's gone by, I try to make contact with Omen to make sure that everything's taken, as far as her implants and stuff goes. And if everything's good with that, have I gotten any word back from my contact at the PD hard case regarding the fingerprint information we sent to him, on the first episode?
And which I remember, the fingerprint was on a shell casing.
It was on. Let me see if I have that in the notes.
Russian made.
Correct. That's my recall as well.
Yeah. Yep. On the shell casings.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just wanted to just wanted to make sure I got that right. Okay. So yeah, he would have shot you a text probably today. At this point, letting you know that the print came back to an individual by the name of Sven Fletcher.
Any details on Sven?
He just says he's your run-of-the-mill perp. Has had several run-ins with the law. Anywhere from B&E to assault and battery, attempted manslaughter. Not many charges have stuck. He did do he did end up doing a dime over in Southern California. Looked like it had to do with they tried to get him for murder, could only get him for like a lesser charge or something. So he ended up doing 10 years and clearly is out already.
Any known accomplices?
Yes, he's a known leg breaker for the Russian mob here in Phoenix, Arizona.
That checks out. Would Skulls know anything about the Russian mob in the area, because he's just been doing jobs for people for the past few years?
Maybe. Let's get out of character sheet real quick. Voila. Okay, so why don't you give me where's I thought street on here or something. So
There is Streetwise under cool.
is it? I keep missing it. There it is. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be your cool and streetwise. Let's see if you've maybe run into them at any point in time.
Nice.
Maybe done a patch job for them.
Would because I have hard cases, my friend, a part of my life events was to get a +2 to Streetwise in any police situation. Would that work in this case?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
That is the line of that you're trying to connect here, the thread, I should say.
Cool. Okay. A total of 13.
Okay. They're here because the rumor mill places them here in Phoenix, Arizona. You've never actually run into them, so they may be. It could be a situation where you've done a bunch of random work for people, but you just don't have the street cred to be in that crowd, which would make sense.
Okay.
They'd probably be a little particular.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with your skill, just the more of a matter of you're just not known.
Sure. Okay. All right. Do we know then approximately, like, would we know where they typically operate out of, like any particular building or whatever?
You didn't get anything for the streetwise, so you're not sure
Okay.
right now. Hardcase would tell you that they're not entirely certain. The mob has recently moved in, so they're still kind of muscling their way around. He does think that they're somewhere in northern downtown Phoenix, and perhaps some of the outskirts outside in like the combat zone. They haven't been able to pin it down for obvious reasons. The police are not quite as good with their job when they have extra eddies to look the other way.
Right. Okay. Does he think that there are people in his department that are on the take from
100%.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things in almost any given city. If you've lived there long enough, you know that at least half of the cops are probably on the take or have done something that would warrant them being on the take.
Right. Blackmail and all that.
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah, where they have to look the other way because they got tricked into something or whatever. So even the most well-intended individuals have a little bit of shade, and it's just a part of that bleak dystopia that we're in.
Right. Okay. All right. I thank him for the help, and did I owe him anything for that? Seemed like he wanted something, like money or otherwise. What does he want?
He'll follow up later.
Okay.
He says he's got something in mind, but he needs to check with somebody first.
Got it. All right. Awesome. I thank him for his time.
Okay. And since you did the recap, Justin, why don't you go ahead and roll me 1d10 times 5? Hey, Davy Jones, what's going on, man?
Hey.
Ha ha ha! 10.
Okay.
Nice.
So you guys, for your monthly XP, or IP as it's called in Cyberpunk, start off with 50.
Nice.
Where does that go on?
Hey,
There
Shiv,
we
what's
go.
going
I
on,
see it.
man? Your current IP, if you're using the standard character sheet, is on the right-hand side, just below the big box.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
It's a little box.
Such a little box.
Yeah.
So that was 50?
That was 50.
Okay.
I know in the book somewhere it says how to spend IP, but I am not worried about it at the moment.
Yep.
Right.
Which is fine.
So the fixture's going to call a meeting of the crew.
Okay,
Obviously, it's going to be at his apartment.
sure.
I do
And-
have one thing I want to do in the 2 days that we're in downtime, just to...
So,
Okay, so then we'll go to you next here real quick. What do you have, DQ?
He's looking for like a street fight where he can make some extra money.
You want to do street fighting?
Like a fight club, whatever. They probably exist.
Oh, they absolutely do. We experienced one in the first iteration of this game. Street fights are actually found in the RL's turf.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Mm-hmm.
RL.
It wasn't pretty.
A poser gang that doubles up as the Rebel Legion. So let me ask this: did you buy any like gorilla arms or like knucks or vibro blades or anything like that that pop out of your arm?
No.
Now, okay. What is your cool?
6.
6. Okay.
Maybe you should go watch a game before you fight in a.
Yeah. So you got paid 100 eddies for showing up and promptly rocked.
I'm guessing that these guys like to play with weapons enabled.
Not so much weapons enabled, but they are chromed out. So think Cyberpunk 2077. If you're gonna go beat on the brats, around the neighborhood in 2077, you better have some chrome that's going to protect, and in that case, the gorilla arms that allow you to dish out some good damage in hand to hand.
All right.
But you know where it's at, and they know your face.
Well, 100 eddies is 100 more than I had
Yep.
This is true.
last time.
There you go.
Oh,
So I know what Amore's going to be doing. Did you have any plans outside of calling the group together in the 2 days?
A lot's going to depend on what comes out of that conversation. I have information they don't.
Okay. All right. So then we'll hold off on that. Omen, you're healing, so it's not like you did much of anything. Oh, but because this is actually the first time you've been laid up in like forever. And unfortunately, one of the only things you can do when you can't move is watch TV.
Oh.
So you have become intimately familiar with Locktastic.
Okay.
The serialized Edge Runner show. It's a fictionalized retelling of the exploits of Locke and the crew. Basically it's like Edge Runner set here in Phoenix, but several years back, sort of thing. Locke is this. He looks kind of like this anime style character with like this wild white hair, kind of whoosh, coming up. Anytime he's about ready to like, action's about ready to happen, they cut to him and he looks at the camera and he's like, "Camouflage time." No one's certain what exactly it means. It's just his catchphrase. The other one of the other characters in the on the group, her name is Jill, but she's always called Jilly Bean, specifically by Locke. She's an adrenaline junkie, so she more often than not during the show is attempting to directly insert like cola and like high-end sodas or like energy drinks via syringe rather than just drink them. You've got you have Mac the Nomad, but he's constantly going around like he's around, but you always see him from like he comes from off screen and like slams into somebody. He's like, "Woo! You can't squeeze the cheese wherever you please. That's just nasty." They have a cyber doc on their team. Her name is Rusty, but she's always like doing her nails and comes off very like 80s Valley Girl. Like, oh my god, am I gonna have to replace that again? Sort of thing. And every so often they have a guest star by the name of Dane, who comes in. According to the story, he's apparently the brother of Jill, but he is like straight laced to the extent of being too tight. So everybody else has got like a little bit of a wild side to him. He's constantly rubbing them the wrong way because there's the book that's supposed to happen this way, and they never do it that way.
Great. Yeah. Can I get up now? We're having a meeting. I'm so tired of this show.
That is quality entertainment. Come on.
Quality.
High quality H2O. And Kai, so you don't actually have a place, do you?
Mm-mm.
That's what I thought. So, Amora, you have kind of a crowded pad unless you kicked her out.
It'll be great for my street cred. It's fine.
Okay, there you go.
The
Then.
last, because the last place I knew she was at Skulls.
Hmm.
Right.
I have a nice place. He's got a nice place too. You could stay with Skulls if you want.
She just will stay wherever she
Okay.
can.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'll let you guys decide that. But other than that, then you guys would have gotten like a random text from Amori at this point to try and meet up, preferably at his place to discuss just probably what is going on and probably to get some, probably to talk any advancements in the case. So we'll go ahead and skip ahead to that point, since everybody now knows where, what mega building he's actually.
Okay. For the record, Sonny comes in 30 minutes after all the rest of us do because the invitations are worded that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because there's some conversation on Sunday I'm going to have with the team because there's information that's relevant. All right.
Okay.
So, did a lot of talking to my contacts, guys. A lot of talking. The computer is hot enough that I've actually lost it with family, so to speak, for a week. It can't be touched, can't be reached, and there's no way other than my reclaiming it that it's going to come out of hiding for a week. Part of that's because when I spoke to one of my other contacts, it's remarkably hot. To the point where the people that I have will only store it for a week because they don't like the level of heat it's generating. And I kind of look at Doc and I said, my people are kind of like your people, Doc. So you know what I'm talking about.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they can't handle that much, especially if we're dealing with a corp, which we must be.
We are. And that takes me back. One of my other contacts is Corp, retired successfully. And
They can do that.
you're not there yet. We'll have the conversation yet. You're not there yet, Sonny. And I spoke to him about it. He said about the only thing that's good for right now, that computer and what's on it, is leverage. There's not enough good detail for it to be used for anything other than leverage.
Against who?
Against the people that are identified in it. He said, if you really want to go after that corp, you're going to need more meat. It points, but it doesn't identify, and you need something solid. So it's got its value. Don't get me wrong. The computer alone is like worth $2,000, which would be a nice recovery considering some of the money me and Doc have spent on this, and we've spent a fair hunk. But so there is value. Okay. Let's see here. The other thing, and the most interesting thing as far as I was concerned, is my people don't know Sunny. Never heard of her.
Well, a lot of us don't really have rep here.
I'm not talking about rep. Never heard of her. Now, could be she's using a pseudonym. I don't know. And first time around, I'd use a pseudonym if I was her. So I get it. But I'm just saying my people don't know who she is. And the only reason this comes up is we've spent some credits on this one. I figure the group's down about 25K right now, all told. Loss of a vehicle, a lot of money got spent. Don't mind doing it. It's what a fixer does. But my back goes up when I don't know who I'm dealing with at this point. And I'm just saying it might be time for a little caution to be exercised and how much deeper we go in.
Yeah, I mean, financially, we're getting close, if not already in the red, even if we complete this. Like, I'm not sure if what we're getting is going to make up for that, unless we can salvage something from whoever we're going up against.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's why I wanted to talk to the team and let you know what I found out. Like I said, what we got's good leverage. I don't know that translates into anything we can use. There's some value at the comp. It's not going to cover what the team's lost, but that's where we're at. And the last thing is, I spoke to a contact in Night Gang. I have Night Call, sorry, Night Call Gang. I have a contact there. They don't think they're having a problem with the scavs, but he said there's a place called the Superstition Grill that they are a little bit leery about and would be very appreciative if we verified that they weren't being used as a clearinghouse. So we have a possible lead to check out in addition to everything else, and it would generate a little bit of goodwill with Nightcall. That kind of sums up what I was able to bring to the table. So, I'm all for going forward with Sunny. We just need to, like, when it comes to spending more money, I'm probably going to draw the line. I've got about 1,000 left I can use to cover team expenses with. And so, that's me going through 9K so far. I know Tank Girl lost a vehicle. That's not cheap. Doc's in for some credits.
That just
Our
means
hard
we're going to
work-
have to do more jobs where we don't spend money
Yep.
after
And
this one. Or
our
during this
heavy
one.
duty hitter, Pop for Weave for Tank Girl. So he spent some cash as well.
Yep, I owe him too.
Yep. So, that's what I'm on. This is basically our financial get together and go like, we need to make sure we're on the right page with this. All right. Anyone got anything to add to that, or want to comment?
Well, I'm all for continuing. I mean, so far so good. Yeah, it was hairy, last time, but we all got out of it.
I mean,
And,
I'd really like to not keep eating people. That would
Yeah.
be really, I don't trust anything on the shelves right now.
That's a
Wait,
good
you
point.
trusted it before?
I mean, it could be synthetic, but not actual people. You know how many drugs are in people? That's not healthy for you.
Yeah.
So,
You and I, by the way, need to hit up a range to see if your arm is working with your old implants.
I know. I'll get there.
yeah, she'll get there. So anyhow, the clean person who has nothing in her, did she have anything of value to comment on? You've been quiet there. I'm not ignoring you.
This is still my first day here with you guys.
That's why you get to have something, you're new, so you have nothing invested in it. So
You guys are saying that you are going to go into the red after this job that you're doing.
oh, not the job pays supposedly enough to cover what we've lost. The problem is we're only about, I would guess, maybe 50 to 70% through the job.
I would maybe do some renegotiating since you guys have had to fork out money.
I don't know. They're probably not going to be like, oh, because that dumb bitch got shot.
Well,
It's really on me.
Your vehicle got totally thrashed.
That's true. I could try to negotiate for the vehicle, but
And,
you could try to get it back from Venom, but
I already
if
looked
he
into
wants
that.
thing, it's
We already
gonna
looked
be
into that
his.
one. Yeah, not doable. We couldn't recover it. So
sad.
yeah, well, that's my 2 cents. I would renegotiate. If they want the job finished, they're going to have to fork out some more money and do some reimbursements.
thank you.
You're welcome.
That's true. We didn't know we were going up against a court before. Or did we? Did we know that already?
No, it was a suspicion, but it was loosely worded, and there are a lot of details we left out when we negotiated this. In
Okay.
quotes, we've learned. Doc,
Yeah.
you're good.
I'm
Basically-
good for now.
Hard guy. Oh, Chrome, you good for now?
I'm fine for now. If we're only out of the amount that we're making, we're still in the black. It's just if we keep going at this pace, we're not going to be we're going to be out of money pretty soon.
Yep. So okay. Tank Girl, you're still in then, I assume. Okay.
Oh yeah, I owe you guys.
All right. No problem. And now we can let Sonny come walking through the door.
For the record, it's Sam.
Sam, that's right.
You guys don't know about Sunny yet.
Oh. That's a miscode from when I did my scene then.
Yes.
I'll change it on my text so it says Sam.
I'm assuming that you're about to find out. Okay, so
So
if
did you
if I
show
walk
up as
in,
Sunny then?
no, I
Okay.
I showed up.
Just
I showed
question.
up as Sam.
Oh, okay.
If I walk in and everybody looks like they've been there for a while,
Oh yeah, that's
and
exactly
they're
what
all
happened.
and they're all
Oh yeah.
suspiciously,
He doesn't try to hide it.
I'm
No.
gonna stand in the doorway with my hand on my blaster or pistol and look very uncomfortable.
I'm like laying on the couch, like I wave with my real arm, my cyber arm. I'm like,
Hola.
Greetings.
Yeah, she Omen right now has probably well, she's probably just in a sports bra right now, and based on what she's had done, she's got this glistening look to her skin right now, kind of like what would happen if you get a tattoo, uh, but in between like the chrome and like her real parts. You know, basically just to keep it hydrated and protected from, you know, infection and whatnot.
I'm salved up.
Yep.
And if he sees her with her hand on her gun, his hand will go straight to his gun as well.
Okay.
We're gonna have a standoff.
Oh, calm down, you two. No, we're
Amara
just,
just
we're-
kind of looks around and says, "Come on in and join us." We were just talking about how things have gone.
Well, you look better.
That's looks can be deceiving, but I'm getting there.
She's a great house guest.
Doesn't leave her socks around.
No, considering that I've had to do most of it because we didn't want her moving because the arm, oddly enough, is heavier than the rest of her. You know.
Yeah, it's weird.
So now I did draw the line at the sponge bath thing.
Yeah. Let's no. All right, finances, this job, and I lost my vehicle.
What's up?
Well, it
That's what we-
seems that we'd like to see about renegotiating due to all of the outlay that we've had so far. You think that's doable?
I think the seriousness that we've uncovered is probably worse than our benefactor expected. It's worth a try.
And possibly adding someone else to our team to get paid. I'll look over. Since you did get me breathing, could be useful.
I don't know that adding another member of the team is going to affect payout.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
it shouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about a small cut.
We can outsource our net for now. That's my big concern. The net's the most expensive thing I've had to cover. That was no, don't get me wrong, it was worth it. But
I
also
appreciate
fi-
it though.
well, I'm glad. And but we're visible because while our runner did break the computer, couldn't afford to buy her silence.
Sin? You think
And,
she'll go public?
Sin? No, she won't go public. But just the fact that she accessed and she can sell that information in chunks, and she was very polite about it. But there's a timeline. There's a timeline. The information has value. She's not going to do anything per se till she thinks, But one of the ideas I floated past my corporate contact was an auction, auctioning off the computer.
You think it'd have a lot of buyers?
Well, it depends on how you went about it, and it depends on what the end purpose for the information is. I wasn't going to commit anything because I didn't know what we're doing with it. And so putting it up for auction without knowing what the end result of this was going to be didn't seem like a good idea, because once that's out of the bag, that's really out of the bag, and we can expect some heat.
I wonder if All Foods would be interested in bidding.
I'm sure they would, because other people are going to bid.
I guarantee they will if you go through the right channels, which is not my thing. I'm good at shooting people, but setting
Well,
up
I
an
see-
auction isn't it. But I know that if you even hint at blackmail being on something, all the other scumbag backstabbing corpos will come right out of the woodworks to try and pick it up.
We're not going to say anything like that. We're going to say, if we go that route, you simply indicate that an intact computer has recently come onto the market, and it contains files relating to some corporations' less than stellar activities.
It's kind of a mystery grab bag, but yeah, it's worth a shot.
That's y'all's thing. That ain't me.
Yeah.
We can put a bug in All Foods' ear that they'll want to be the highest bidder.
Dude, then
Well-
you definitely make your money back.
Well, the other thing we could do, you see, is they have competition. And you first go to the competition and go, there's an item coming up on the private market that's being auctioned off. It probably would be in your best interest to take a close look. And then go to all after the competition's moved.
So at what point in this plan do I get to release my story?
You can release it anytime you want. Your story doesn't have the files, the computer files. Which is why, and by the way, it's safely buried out of the city for 7 days.
Okay.
It's not anywhere that can be found for 7 days. So, you can do whatever you want. This is why we have you here. We all needed to be on the same page. Then we needed to hear from you what you want to do. Because our cred goes in the tank if we go against what you're intending to do with that data. So I have no intention of not doing that, but you need to get your job done. We need to see how much money we can make.
Okay. Well, I've spent the last couple days working on the story. It's in a pretty good state now, but I'd kind of like to give All Foods an opportunity to weigh in. That could get ugly.
Wait, if it's against them, wouldn't they just shoot you?
Well, I'm hoping she means not at a location they're going to ask.
Oh.
Or I could
Because in that case, we need one of your tanks to get out intact.
I could set the story to be released on a timer.
Oh, that's smart. Like, if you don't stop the timer, then it goes out?
Well,
Dead man
I don't-
switches
we don't
are
even
lovely
wanna know-
things.
let me phrase it this way. On our side of the coin, we don't need to know, and you shouldn't tell us. Because then we can't be forced to give it up. Okay? You set your story up any way you want. Tell me at what point you think it's okay to set it up, because I can set it up like a day before, 2 days before, the same day.
Wait, but what about the job? Are we done with the job?
I don't know that we're done with the job. We haven't got to that point yet.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking. Are we
Yeah.
done, or are we still
No.
going?
Out of
I
character,
don't
real
know.
quick. Omen, write down on your character sheet that you have one free reroll. Thank you
sweet.
to Diminutive Demon.
Nice.
And because I was given another lead possibly in all of my information gathering during the 2 days. I don't know if you've heard of it, the Superstition Grill. That information came from one of my contacts. For some reason, there's an issue that they have with the Night Call gang. Night Call's been using it as a location, and it's for something happened there that's caused a little bit of unease. I'm not sure what. I wasn't told what that was, but a member of them said if we could vet that location as not being involved in what was taking place between the scabs and the body snatchers, the Night Call would appreciate it.
That's like
So,
the bar might be selling people to be
well,
food.
not so, you don't want to enter the wrong way, Tank Girl. Bar might be involved in choosing who got taken.
Oh. Oh.
Jerome,
Yes.
how much of that would Sam know? Like, how much would she know about the grill and the gang and whatnot?
That's a great question. Why don't you give me a cool and streetwise check?
I'll be right back.
Okie day.
Also, second question.
Mhm.
Oh wait, question 1.5. Are we using regular dice or Discord dice?
Oh, go ahead and just use your D10.
Okay. Okay, so 12.
12 total?
Yeah.
You're not certain. You've heard of the Superstition Grill, but that's about it. You
Okay.
don't know of any ties or anything like that. The one thing that you do know is they're known for using real meat, which is a rarity, especially now.
Are they expensive?
They have become a little bit more expensive. Originally, they were actually pretty affordable, but ever
Okay.
since the fourth corporate war and whatnot, pretty much everybody's rates have gone.
Yeah. Question 2.0. What were the actual parameters of this job? Because we didn't actually go over that.
Well, the parameters were your parameters. You wanted to get enough for the story. That's pretty much what you were tasked with.
Yeah.
So it's, can you get something definitive that's going to, for your story? And definitive means, can you back it up with a source or proof?
Okay, so then would I have determined that I have enough evidence at this point, or do we actually need to keep digging?
Not really. I mean, you could go with it if you want to. You've got the proof. You'll just have to upload that part with your article.
Which is one of the reasons why the computer's still intact, but at a location that almost no one can get to.
Okay, so I do not actually have that proof to back me up, like physically
Not
or
as of yet.
digitally.
Right. You know of it, obviously, because of what you guys have discussed. But the actual digital footprint you would need to connect with that, you don't have that as of yet.
So in order to actually have the story be believable, I would have to have or like release that with the story, wouldn't I?
That is correct. Yes.
The files that
So
are on your data shard. Remember when she made a point of saying they're synced to the same marks as what the computer was? That was why.
okay, so then nothing for 7 days is what you're saying, or I'm confused.
We have two copies, right?
We have a copy. She has a digitally signed copy that matches the computer.
Okay, so I do have the files.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
When the hacker showed up, she gave me a complete digital copy of that computer system.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that you presented that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's where she got the data from for her article. Was when I gave her the shard.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So really, if you're just trying to be a completist at this point, you could still go to All Foods and get their side like you were talking about.
Or we can go to the grill and find another lead that may give us more dirt on
Potentially.
All Foods. Potential dirt.
We could check that out. Gato, do you think we could get anything out of the new All Foods head?
We probably don't have enough armament and armor to engage in that conversation with them.
Yeah.
And them afford to let something slip and not take care of us at that point. I mean, Gun Bunny's good. Sorry, no offense. Our hardwired guy's good, but we got someone who's coming off an injury. I'm just average with a pistol and a rifle. Doc's about the same. We're not heavily armored. And we don't have a vehicle that can take punishment. So even if we got out of their building and everyone was in one piece, we're still running for cover in something that's nothing but a big target.
So then I release the story under my alter ego, and your names are not mentioned. That way
Wait,
you
But if we
avoid-
release the files, then we can't auction the files, right?
Oh,
Right.
sure we can.
No, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't get anything for it at that point.
Wouldn't
Because
get
they'd be
any
out
for-
there for free.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
That-
right?
that's
Everybody
like
would
that's
know.
like WikiLeaks at that point, and then downloading the files and saying, "Oh, hey, look what I got." Well, yeah, everybody can get that. at
maybe
that point.
we only release a portion.
It's up to you. That's why we're having this conversation. You're the client. We don't want to be cross to what the client wants.
Well, if we
You
can
could-
find more information at the grill and use that for your story, then we can still sell the files.
And
That's it.
At the end of the
just,
day, all I want is for the people to know.
so
If we can get some money out of it too, all
No.
the better. That's not my expertise.
I mean, I think for most of us, that's number one. Just to be real with you, good to know I gotta watch my meat when I'm eating it now, but I also need money to purchase the meat.
yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah.
It's enough to make it be vegan.
So then let's go to the grill and find out if we're eating people.
Okay.
I don't think it's a question of whether or not we're eating people, but the percentage of the people that we're eating.
How are we gonna get
stop
there?
talking about eating people.
Do we have a car? Please let me drive. Please let
Okay.
me drive.
You even
Where is
walk-
the grill located, Jerome? Is it
The grill is actually located in
It's in like AJ, right?
yeah.
Or something.
For the non-Arizonian, AJ is
Apache
Apache
Junction.
Junction,
That's
which is
past Mesa.
significantly, let's see, east of Phoenix.
okay.
Through
way east of Phoenix.
Yeah.
Mesa
When in
is-
doubt, pull up a map on Google.
Well, I didn't know what AJ stood for.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
No,
my
yeah,
bad.
now you know. Apache Junction.
You're fine.
is
just
it
like
someone's
Moocher or
territory, or is it neutral or unclaimed?
Good question. You're gonna need to make another street check. So cool and streetwise.
Okay, cool 6. Streetwise is hiding where again?
Under cool.
It's under the cool category on the left-hand
There it
side,
is.
top middle of
Okay.
the page.
I would have relaxed at this point once you guys are talking like normal.
not an ambush.
We're not going to jump
Yeah.
you for all of your ads.
If we're just going to do that, we would have already done it.
If this is not an intervention, then I don't need to be
14, Jerome.
quick.
Okay. Again, you're not entirely certain, but given that far out, it's a good bet. It's in nomad turf. or at least very close to it. So it's either like nobodies or probably nomads. Which that isn't bad.
Can is it possible to get rides to and from it?
Like mass transit, no. You're probably going to want to get your
I
own vehicle.
I have a
Um,
car.
Well, I was
It's
Not
thinking.
a car.
I was thinking more in the lines of what it would take to go in something that had at least a moderate amount of armor
Oh.
in the way of a ride.
Right.
I didn't know if that
It's-
would if we could rent a vehicle that would take us there in style and comfort and back. That was. I'm not sure if. Well, I guess out of character, are armored taxis an option?
New,
Okay.
but good
So-
question.
Yeah.
All the
Is
all
Saffron
the
in that area?
cabs essentially in Phoenix are armored, but they stick to downtown. They don't drive out anywhere in the Badland or the
That's probably
combat zone.
suspicious.
Oh well, I can see there's business in armored taxis.
Jerome, is Saffron Wolf from past that way?
Great question. What clan was she in?
Let me pull it up. Um, chilling with the cousin. I don't think you put it on here, but she had issues with Razor's Edge. That's how I got in contact with her the first time.
Oh yeah, I didn't include that on there. She's a part of Shadow Mountain clan.
Okay, yeah, went the wrong way. That's why I didn't see it. Okay. Okay, so it's on the east end of Phoenix.
Yes, yes.
Do you know where Shadow? You said Shadow Mountains.
Yes.
Do you know where Shadow Mountain clan is from?
I know where they are. Yeah.
Are they in Apache's Junction?
That is the area where they're at, Retro.
Actually, they're in
Like on
Fountain
that.
Hills.
Oh, they're in Fountain Hill. Okay.
So a bit north, but I mean, when you get to nomads and everybody kind of roams, it's all relative.
Okay. So he goes, well, I mean, they're a little north of there, Fountain Hills, but they meander around. Why?
I know someone from that clan. Can I borrow your phone?
Sure. Hands it over.
He has a phone and he keeps borrowing people's phones.
Okay.
Sorry, I just thought about that. He'll call Saffron.
Righty. Beep, 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 beep.
Beep.
So you pull, little image, comes up. Saf is on the other line. DQ.
Hey,
Why are
Saf, how you
calling on
doing?
this number?
I keep forgetting that I have a phone. I'm not used to having one.
You know they have a chip for that, right?
Yeah, I've heard.
It helps with mental deficiencies.
Well, like clipping the wrong ride.
Like flipping exactly. Yes, there you go. Usually
Hey,
it comes with age. You may have taken one too many to the head.
Well, we've known I've dealt with the wrong people before. Hey, I have a question for you. Have you heard of the Superstition Grill?
Yeah, why?
Is that like a reputable place or is it?
Well, I mean, it's a bit pricey now, but yeah, they've got some food that's to die for.
Do you know where they're getting their meat from by any chance?
You know, now that you mention it, I don't commonly go into restaurants and ask them, "Hey, where are you getting your meat from?" What kind of a question is that?
Well, we're actually going to be heading up there here in a bit, and we were wondering if you knew about that place because they might not be getting the best source of meat.
So they should be getting better meat? It already tastes great as it is.
We think they might be serving us to us. What was that old that old thriller movie? Something Blue?
You know, I don't have my TV junkie chip in my brain set right now, so I can't answer that question.
But the whole thing was they're feeding people to people, and we were wondering if you guys knew anything about that before we headed out that way.
You think they're feeding people to people?
Doesn't surprise me.
Okay, I gotta be there for this, because something about that sounds sketchy.
Yeah, and that's what we're worried about. This is sketchy.
Okay, we've established sketchy.
How is this going to help us get a ride? What are you even talking about? We need a vehicle.
So that kind of leads me roundabout to why I called, if you can't tell.
Don't break my
Yeah,
story.
I absolutely can't tell. Outside of the fact that you want to tell me people are being served up as food. Which,
Yeah,
thanks, I guess.
Me and my people, we had a truck, and it's broken down in Razor's Edge territory right now.
Boy, you just really love poking that hornet's nest, don't you?
I didn't want to go there at all.
Yet here we are.
Yes, here we are. Is there any way we can get a ride off you?
Wait, you want me to go into town, pick you and apparently others up, to take you out to the Superstition Grill so you can accuse them of pulling a Soylent Green?
Oh, is that the name of that movie? I don't know where this character's coming from.
Why don't you give me a cool and... No, actually, give me an empathy and a persuasion fast talk check.
Okay. Oh, good. At least I have some empathy. And you said I can use some luck per game?
I actually didn't say that. The luck is on your character sheet automatically, so if you want to, it is there to spend.
I'm gonna and for each point of luck, it's just one extra.
Yes, it's just one extra point on that roll.
I'll use 2 points of luck for this.
Okay.
And here I go, and 1d10. Fingers crossed, everybody. Ha! Okay.
Sounds like you got a 10.
He did.
I did. I'm rolling it on the dice roller, by
Sure,
the way.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
We're looking at 22 total.
Nice. She says, all right, you loopy gonk. How many people are we talking about?
1, 2, 6 total.
Oh, good. All right.
Actually, tell her 4.
4 instead.
Do we have that ride we stole, or did we get rid of that?
Well, we have that, and we have another vehicle, which some of us should ride in, so we're not all in the same vehicle and have another way of leaving when things go south at the grill.
Learning from past experience. Nice.
Okay.
And he'll actually.
So 4. Where am I picking you up at? And don't say your cousins.
And don't give out my address.
My God, this is not my first rodeo.
Really?
This
he'll
from the
set
guy
up
who
a-
just told someone about the food that we were not going to be
Supposed
announced
to
the
talk
public.
about.
Yeah.
he'll set a location a few blocks away.
Sure. Just like a street corner or something.
Yeah, and hey, I'll zip you over some eddies for the fuel as well.
All right. I can do that.
He'll
Why,
zip
why,
over
why don't you kick over 50 and we'll call it even?
He'll send over 100.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I like you. We do good business together.
Okay, but you're not getting anything extra for this 100. I'm not like doing show tunes or anything.
I just want to be nice.
Okay.
And
All right, fine. I'll be there in like an hour.
all right, see you then.
All right.
Thanks, Seth.
No problem. Beep.
So she seems nice.
Yeah, she has a really preem ride, and me and a relative of mine collected it from her. We got caught, and long story short, Razor's Edge found us over at a casino. That was a lovely firefight.
That's why you don't go stealing people's vehicles.
What's wrong with clipping a vehicle? We did it earlier today. We did it a couple days ago.
Touchy subject.
It's true, but those people are dead.
We didn't know that the owner wasn't dead.
Pretty.
Preem is preem.
All right. So how many vehicles are we taking?
I'm gonna take a ride with Sam, and the rest of you are gonna ride in the other vehicle. I'm pretty sure we deliberately left that warm metallic object with tires on it someplace where it wouldn't be connected to us, and where it would be stripped relatively quickly for its moving parts.
So
Right.
I'm not driving.
I don't think we have to worry about it.
Are you in a state?
I don't need my arms to drive if it has a vehicle jack. I just need my brain, and my brain is really bored with this sitcom that I've been watching for the last 2 days.
Sitcom.
So,
No? Okay.
So, just a little aside, guys. No talking about the client's business to other people without talking to the client.
Yeah, you just totally
That's
gave away
good.
her story.
But
So
they're like family.
that doesn't make any
Right?
difference.
Is that a big thing for you guys?
Keeping our word's a big thing. And you just violated what we told the client. So we all appreciate it if you didn't talk anymore on that subject to anyone other than us and the client.
Yeah, because how do you know she ain't going to go and tell some other so-called family?
Then that family tells family, then they tell somebody else, then word gets around
Lucky
that
we
your
don't
sister's a
know that
bitch.
story.
So anyhow,
You don't have to worry about Sav. She's good people.
anyhow, we all have all the things we need. Does this? I'm sorry. What is your name? I keep forgetting, and it's rude of me. This new person. I've been fixated on other things.
Me?
Yes,
Kai.
Kai. Can you shoot a gun as an example? Can you use a knife? We prefer for everyone to have some form of defense, even if it's not offensive.
Ooh, and
Oh.
armor.
I can shoot a gun.
You can shoot a gun. Okay. I take. Look at my equipment list here for a second. Okay. I take out. I have a Beretta 9mm. Take it in the holster and unholster it and slide it over to her. I'm like, you can borrow this for a bit.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And at this point, since people have spent a fair amount of time in my room, the other bulky looking pistol he has, it's actually a restraint caster. It doesn't shoot bullets, it fires a net.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. Well, do we need anything else before we head out there?
I don't think so.
Do we all have our armor today?
Oh yeah, mine's literally in my skin right now. It hurts
good.
so bad.
Better than before.
It's true.
Okay.
So the only one not wearing armor is the new person, and we're not in a position to get her armor at this point. Depending
she
on how things. So
Want any?
I don't plan on putting myself in front of any bullets.
I was about to mention that if things go
Nobody
south,
said that.
just run for the car.
I
Don't
forgot
bother with
that.
I'll
that
be running
DQ
for
has-
something.
I forgot the DQ has a car.
And a phone.
excellent role playing.
One too many hits to the head.
Yep.
All that
He hits
chrome.
to the head. And yes, he is wearing his father's coat again by this point.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.
And Sam, you have a free reroll. Make sure to mark that down.
Woo. Thank you.
That
You're
came
welcome.
courtesy of Justin. All right. So fast forwarding past all this, you guys go to the designated drop site. Two of you presumably waiting around in Sam's car to head out. You guys end up seeing a a truck come pulling up. It's got a covered back with bucket seats in the back. There's a looks like a bench that sits up against the back. Probably if they have to use it for something, but right now it's kind of stripped and doesn't really have much of anything in the back, with the exception of like a container in case you need to throw groceries or weapons or whatever in. The door pops open and closes, so it is completely enclosed. If anybody is riding shotgun in the van itself, okay. She reminds you that the driver drives and controls the radio. Shotgun shuts his cake hole. And she flicks on some tunes, and you hear, "Here I go again on my own." And she just floors it and pulls out. And for most of the trip, you're listening to Whitesnake songs.
Hey, they weren't bad in their time.
Nope.
Yeah, there you go.
Still not bad.
So you guys hit the freeway and go down the way, heading out further east, way past Mesa at this point, and it gets pretty open and deserty out in that area as you start coming up to the Superstition Mountain range. Up in that section, which is on the direction you're coming, is going to be off to your left. For those of you who haven't been out there. Out in this little section of Apache Junction, it looks like what happened is there was a shopping center that sat at one of the corners, and humanity kind of reclaimed that particular shopping center. The shopping center has been repurposed and, I don't want to say revitalized, but it's definitely been refurbished with whatever they could use. There's several tents that sit out that in the area that used to be for parking, where they have kind of like an open air bazaar to purchase things. And the Superstition Grill now has this neon sign that flickers and whatnot as it goes, and it says that it is home. Oops. There we go. It is home to the Implants Only Burger.
Oh my.
And as you guys, come come pulling in. Obviously, parts of the parking lot are still available to park at. Otherwise, there's an open lot next door to it, or you can park along the street. It's not like there's a whole lot of traffic that comes in or out of this area. And there are, they're doing brisk business. On the inside, people coming in and out, doing their thing. The restaurant itself looks like at one point in time it was probably, just for the visual, it was probably a Denny's.
Oh, that's okay. Still got glass windows?
Yep.
Oh wow, fancy.
Of course, I mean, it's really bright out here, so you can see shades or.
Well, I guess let's go get something to eat.
Okay. There's a bot that hangs out the front, and as you approach, you end up hearing it say, "Welcome, partner, to the Superstition Grill."
Oh no, what? Hi. What do I do with this thing?
How many in your party?
6.
You eat
Actually,
with us, Seth?
She says, "I'll get something to drink." Given what you
Make
told
it
me,
7.
I'm. And he's like, "All right, we'll have a table ready for you in about 20 minutes. Just step on inside there, little ladies." And he just kind of turns robotically and opens the door for you. Just,
Not bad.
Kai's gonna look at the solo and say, "Ladies first."
I just shake my head and walk in.
Okay.
There's a point where I may actually acknowledge that I'm with them.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So you guys come walking inside. The floors are swept. This is pretty unusual for a place this far out into the Badlands. So it's a small slice of actual downtown feel, in a sense. The booths have been recently redone. So they don't look like they're all split. I mean, people have taken great care to make this place look like an attractive place to come eat. A old 20s style waitress comes walking up. An older woman, with the garb and whatnot, got a little apron on. And as you guys eventually get seated in a big enough booth, she starts sliding out menus to everybody. And she says, "Our special today is Tent City Surprise. The appetizers, you're interested in that? And also the Kibble Southwest, just as an FYI.
I'll just have something to drink.
You got burgers here?
Oh, we sure
Like
do." And she points down on the menu. She says, "Are you basically you can get they have grapefruit juice that you can get. They obviously have water, and then they have some alcoholic drinks. They have the Wilkes Booth 9mm, which is coffee spiced with a dab of gunpowder. They have a Christian daiquiri, which is 3/4 ounce light rum, 3/4 ounce Chambord raspberry liqueur, 1/2 ounce of lime juice, and a teaspoon of powdered sugar."
Oh, he's going for that Wilkes Booth.
They've got the Deadhead Chumba, which is basically a zombie. They have water with a hair, which is water with lemon or lime squeezed into it. They've got the Blaze of Glory, which is a wildfire cocktail of Midori, watermelon vodka, straight well vodka, simple syrup, and a teaspoon of Bacardi, optional ice.
I'll have the water and lemon, please.
Okay.
The last one, and an order of fries.
Okay. Blaze of Glory, and so you want the you want the Irish Spears?
French
Irish-
fries.
Yeah, she points on the menu. French
Wait,
fries.
Yes. Irish spears. Must have missed
I'll take a blaze of glory too.
All right. And yes, there are burgers. And in fact, hold on one sec. Do you one better? I think. I think I copied. Yeah, I did. Open and pull this over here, and it's going to go into the Facebook chat. There we go. Menu.
Oh.
If you're looking for something to eat, they have the proletariat special, which is eggs regime. So it's eggs, pork, beef, mushrooms, green peppers, salt, pepper, butter, cheddar cheese, heavy whipped cream. They have a variant animal style with extra cheese, pickles, extra onions, meats fried with mustard, and a secret spread sauce, a la very similar to In-N-Out. They have the gunpowder brisket, which comes with a side of coleslaw or sweet potato salad. They have the implants only burger, which is 2.5 pound patties, Thousand Island dressing, grilled onions, lettuce, tomato, pickle, half-pound pastrami, half-pound bacon, American cheese, also available animal style if that's you're so interested. They have javelina dogs, which are 2 hot dogs grilled with green and red peppers and mustard. Animal style is available for that as well. And Kibble Southwest, made with fresh kibble, animal style included with spicy jack cheese. And they also have Kibble Southwest Spicy, which includes the anal angst variant. Hot sauce.
I'll just have the onion rings.
I
Blood
know
onion
he's been
rings.
down on the implants only.
Okay, well, now that you guys know respectively what they all are, she takes your order and gives you kind of a rough estimate and starts bringing out the drinks, ahead of time.
So while we're then waiting for our food and stuff, Skulls looks around and he goes, "So, coming here and having a drink and a bite is great, but
What if it's
you know,
toxic?
we're well, not only that, but how are we gonna get whatever evidence we need? Don't think they're just gonna let us walk back there and take some samples and test
They're
it.
not.
That's
We're
what
go-
that's what to-go boxes are for.
That's y'all's guys' job.
We're gonna
Do you
have
see
to.
security around here? I like whisper. Like, do you for like cameras?
Yeah.
Gun ports?
It's probably not a good place to be talking about anything important.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. All right.
Okay.
I'm here to sit down and catch up with an old friend and have meat.
Jerome, does my sneak suit work in lighted areas or only in like darkness?
Good question. Probably only in darkness. Heavily lit areas wouldn't go over.
So I just kind of look at Doc and go, "We should wander around after we have our repast."
Yeah, I'm gonna see what the layout of the building is. Like, if to the bathrooms, like, is there entryways to the kitchen? Is there like a back area, like a loading dock?
There
Or, like,
is,
bed
but
patches?
none of that is accessible from the bathrooms.
Okay.
Unlike
That hallway.
most bathrooms that have like an adjacent hallway that connects, this one doesn't.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a phone call and go walk around the building for a minute
Okay.
and just case it from the outside.
The Moray's just going to trail about 10 feet behind her.
So everybody orders something and then everybody leaves the table.
No,
Yeah.
Doc should
No, I'll
still be there.
Okay.
Yeah, Doc's
Oh.
saying that.
No,
I'll
Kai's
be back.
there.
Sit down as long as I
Yeah.
go look.
Sure.
DQ's gonna make pleasantries with Saf and apologize for always being tongue-tied in front of her.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she was there.
Mm-hmm.
So she hesitantly actually ordered the proletariat special.
I ordered the javelina dogs.
Okay.
And Doc,
Yeah.
You get a text, and it's simply going to say, we should spend a little time walking around and listening to what other people are saying in the tents area. And see what pops up.
Send a
Yeah.
text back. You want to do that now or after the food? How do we
After
want
the
to play this?
after the food, because Night Call Gang, they're on the west side of Phoenix. This is on the east side. So in order for them to point me this way, something had to get their attention.
Fair enough.
Just like I said, out of earshot so she can talk on her phone. I'm just making sure she's not out there by herself.
I'm not actually on the phone. I'm just.
I understand, but I'm just fulfilling the role that I'm assigned here. The client goes, well, "No, you're not walking outside by yourself."
Actually, you know what? If I'm going to be pretending to be on the phone, I might as well actually be on the phone. So
Okay.
I will place a call to El Jefe.
Oh, all right.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Sure. So he picks up. Obviously, you don't see his face for security reasons, but you know it's him.
Hey, so you're not going to like what we found.
I rarely do, but that is one of the reasons why we do what we do, right?
So my team wants to renegotiate based on some losses that we've incurred so far.
All right.
What
do you have so far?
What do we have?
Yeah, what are we looking at?
Well, looks like our guy from All Foods was working with the scabs to cut down on costs for ingredients.
Interesting. And do you have proof of this?
We hacked their computer. There's emails.
That definitely changes things a bit, especially adding in the potential loss that all foods could be looking. Stock should descend.
It's going to be bad for them.
Right. How did you want to proceed with this?
Well, we're looking at a couple of more avenues. Fixer wants to maybe auction off the emails. We could have the industries start a bidding war. I thought maybe talk to the new boss and see if she wants to weigh in, if she was colluding. But obviously can't let her cover it up.
True. So, what is it you need from me then?
You care which way this goes?
Not particularly. We don't exactly have any skin in this game outside of the crime being committed and the fact that, we caught wind of the fact that All Foods had been asking to hold the information. It means they probably suspected something, whatever it is that you've stumbled onto.
Where do you think the police come in?
Well, the police are probably going to be giving their official story at some point. So whatever it is you're going to do, you may want to go ahead and hurry up and get it done. If you can preempt the police, that would probably be for the best. If you don't, I can't imagine it would impact it too much. But then you'll have a credibility issue at that point, going to,
Okay.
against directly what the Phoenix Police Department.
I got it ready to go. I was just sitting to see if there was anything else. I think we have enough right now to release at least the first round.
Well, if you were to, depending on how you wanted to handle this, you could, you said, speak to Miss Naon and get their take on it. It might make them less adversarial to you in the future.
You think?
Well, these are the oceans that you swim in now.
Okay, but whichever way it goes, sooner than later.
Correct.
Okay, the team wants to know if we could at least recoup some of the costs incurred. I can
Well,
get some numbers to you.
if this is as potent as you say it is, and it could potentially cause the damage that I think it might actually, why don't you get amongst your group some sort of itemized list? See what I can do to supplement.
Gotcha. Can do that. Okay. I'll be in touch.
I look forward to your next call.
And as I've been walking around, do I actually see anything of interest?
Yeah, as you guys walk
Or,
around,
like-
the back, again they've got the back door open because it's hot. It's Phoenix, Arizona, in cyberpunk weather, which is even worse. And you can see somebody back there butchering a rather large pig.
I'm gonna catch Amore's eye and just like head nod to the pig.
Okay. I'll just go ahead. I'll back you up.
No, I mean just like look at that.
Oh, um, it's nice and obvious. It's good advertising, but they don't only serve pork. I should say they don't only serve pork. I'm sure. Although there is pork and there is pork.
Okay, but can we like take a peek in the dumpster or something like that? Jerome?
Not sure how it's set up. Is there anything outside, Jerome?
Yeah, I mean there's a dumpster out there.
Is it?
Can we
Most
take-
restaurants don't put food waste in the dumpsters because of the animals and the people in this environment. I'm just going to hold up my hand for a second and walk by and just give it a quick sniff, see if it smells like food's been put in there or not.
I mean, it smells rotten, but you don't see. I mean, that could be because there was some waste in the trash, but you're not getting the impression that food is tossed out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'd like to at least take a look so I can take a picture.
Oh, sure.
Analyze it later.
All right. I'll go stand somewhere so that the person who's doing the butchering by the doorway has a good idea what she's doing. I'll just go block a line of sight and let you go do your thing.
Okay, great.
So, well, you're in the process of doing that. The guy who was doing the butchering, real big, kind of top heavy looking guy. Not defined muscle, just mass muscle
Mhm.
sort
Yeah.
of look. He slaps the knife into the chopping block, just down. He turns around, he looks at you guys, he says, "Hey, what are y'all doing over there? What are you like taking pictures or something? Kind of weird if you ask me."
Kind of turn around and look at her and goes like, huh.
Sound like Johnny Bravo.
I think he's
I'm
going
gonna-
for Venture Brothers.
I'll like turn to him and like point at my phone.
I just shake my head and go, there's no accounting what women will look at.
Looks like she thinks she's gonna get a better signal next to the trash can. That's probably not the prettiest of smells. Missy, you might want to back away from there. That's kind of a nasty little place there.
I head back that way and take her by the arm and lead her carefully away, saying nonsense, basically, is what I'm going to be saying.
I will
Sure, okay.
let myself be led.
Okay. So you guys go walk. You guys, go walking away. Y'all have like a nice day. Take
I wave
care.
at him, and about time to head back into the restaurant and eat.
Okay.
Oh,
And my drink. More importantly, my drink.
Yep. Drinks and everything has been served.
Okay. I will enjoy my drink.
You guys
Not
do
bad.
note on the menus that they specifically state that they are a one of the only establishments in all of Arizona that serves legitimate meat, 100%.
Yeah, that's not scary at all at this point.
I mean, that's a loaded word now.
That's why I ordered French fries.
Maybe you should try asking the waitress, like, see if we can get her to, I don't know, just talk about the restaurant and the
Sure.
claim. I'm not really good with talking to people, and my lungs hurt. So
Yes, but you have that innocent look about you.
no, I'm seeping. Okay,
Oh.
I'm gonna need a new bandage soon.
Right, gonna have to work on that.
And she's like in the media. This is what she does: is talk to people.
Might be hard to get people to like give up
Yeah.
bad things happening at their place of employment, though, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, just bring up the whole, oh, look at this 100% meat. What does that mean? Or, however you do that. Why do you claim this? I think it's a lie. I don't know. Make them mad. Make them boastful.
Actually,
I used to do this stuff all the time to those ground pounders all the time. Be like, oh, what kind of gun do you got there? And then they just start, like, going off about all their plans. I don't know. They'll think of something. I just...
He's not
That's
wrong.
sit here and eat.
that's the most she said in one conversation since I've met her.
That's because I'm on a lot of drugs right now.
Also,
Doc.
wink.
Can we lower the medicinal effects and get her more on the recreational happy stuff? Because when she's verbose, she's almost human.
I know. No, you know what? No, I'm just gonna eat my fries. Spears. My spears.
Yeah, she definitely needs her calories at this point.
So anyhow, I just kind of look over at Sam and go, do we need anything more? Or are we good?
I'll wave at the waitress and be like,
Okay. So the waitress comes walking over. What can I get for you, honey?
so this is the only restaurant that serves 100% meat?
Oh, one of the only restaurants. I'm sure there's like one or two, maybe three in downtown Phoenix or something. All for those rich hoity-toity types stay up in the skyscrapers.
But how do you guys get it? Because that seems like a rich hoity thing?
She says the owner has some sort of an agreement with some nomads or just other people. They go hunting. They got
Well, can
they
we-
got javelina up here in the countryside.
Well, I'm a good hunter. Can I go hunting? Like, how do I sign up? Like, do I have to know someone to know someone?
Oh no, you just talk to the owner, and if you end up bringing in like, pure grade, javelina meat, he'll do something for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we totally would like that. Can we talk to him now?
Oh, just hold on 1 second. So she like turns around and hollers really loud. Hey, boss! Got
Sam,
somebody
you should-
interested?
You should talk. I'm not good at this talking thing.
Did good so far.
You
Just saying.
right?
You guys see the big guy from the back.
I look over at
walking
Doc,
back
but-
out.
And I go, Doc, she's your date.
What?
That works.
Okay.
Want a drink, honey?
Yes. No, not alcohol.
Oh.
So
Don't give me alcohol,
the big
I'm
guy
not
from the
as well.
back comes, walking up, and he, kind of wipes his hands, on his apron. He's got that homicidal look that all butchers have. They might look friendly or whatnot, but they're walking out, in their, in their typical attire.
Oh, the bloodstained apron.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
covered
yeah.
in blood and stuff.
And so he just he looks around. And he says, "So somebody here was interested in talking to the owner.
Oh yeah, you
My
said
name's
you would.
Chunk. How you doing?"
Good. I'm a fairly decent hunter, and she said they might compensate for like bringing in meats for you.
Are you sure? Because you don't look much like a hunter to me. Not that I discriminate much.
I'm healing right now, but I'm telling you, top of my game with the bow.
Okay, that's what. Because you have a glow.
Yeah.
I get. Okay, makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay, so we have these like javelinas. They kind of, I don't know, grow like weeds or something. They populate the Badlands quite a bit. And we pay for some hunters to go out and get a couple, bring them back in. If they're good, buy them.
So we just bring them to you, and you'll just buy it. Okay. Do we have to like talk to the other people that are doing it, or not
No,
shoot
you
anybody else?
probably don't want to do that. Hunters are kind of finicky types. Especially if they're nomads, you might have kind of wandered onto their turf, and
Okay.
they could be kind of hostile.
Okay. Have any? Is it just the nomads that are bringing you stuff?
Oh no. Sometimes booster gangs come over, like Knight's Call, every so often. But they also seem to want to like deal their, peddle some of their drugs, and well, you win some, lose some.
That's pretty far for just a restaurant.
Oh well, we had an arrangement with them a couple of years back. I kind of worked some things out for them.
Okay.
Been here long?
I don't know. Have you heard of the drug All Night?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, that was something I cooked up for Knight's Call.
Oh.
Where's that on the menu?
It's not.
Yeah, so he kind of looks around, a little, a little bashful, and he just like slides you a little baggie. He's like, go ahead and take it. I've got a couple I don't need anymore. I don't really do that much. That they got the recipe, and they take care of that. Come to find out, I really enjoy being a cook.
She's gonna
Oh.
take the baggie and slide it to Amore.
Okay.
How much do you pay for each javelina? Or is it per pound?
It tends to be per pound. So we, and, well, not just, and they don't tend to all be fatty either because they run around out in the open and whatnot. But, yeah, I mean, if you get a healthy sized one, you could probably make a decent bit of eddies.
Anybody come by bringing you meat like in other packages, not just from the animal?
Oh,
Just out of
sure,
curiosity?
that like happens all the time, coming around here. But no, I stick to the javelina meat. That's well, and there's some kibble and whatnot, processed stuff on the menu. But no, that's kind of our thing. We stick to the javelina meat.
So many ways to go wrong with that.
When he says that, I want to, even though he seems like a decent dude, I'll still. Can I get any bead or read off of him? Like maybe he's hiding something from that.
Sure. Give me empathy and human perception.
Nice. Okay. Total of 10.
All right. He seems like a nice guy.
Okay. All right then.
Well, my default is higher than that.
So
Yes,
Then you should ask the question.
So
should ask the question.
Yeah, I know. So Saf looks up at him and says, "So you're not like making, human meat burgers or anything like that? 'Cause that'd be like really gross." And he's like, looks at her kind of mortified. He's like, like, heaven forbid! I'd never put like little Jimmy Joe in a burger or whatnot. It's God forbid, like. Not like there's the FCC of the food committee anymore, but yeah, that's like unsanitary.
Amori's like looking at the ceiling and withholding the urge to use that right elbow on the guy sitting just to the right of him. God, if he wasn't made of steel, I really want it to hurt. Really want this to hurt.
Well,
And-
that's. Do you have any questions? And I'll just look over at Sam, and be like, "Where do you get? I don't know, your kibble?"
What is
well,
kibble? Actually,
kibble comes from a lot of different places. Usually we just go to a restaurant depot downtown.
Oh, like all foods?
No, like a restaurant depot.
Oh,
That's its actual name.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
it is. They're like it's like Sam's Club for restaurants. Actually, I've actually seen them.
Oh,
Yeah, what he said. What's a Sam's Club?
It's someplace that. Never mind.
I think he's talking pre-disconnect, whatever.
no, okay.
So
But was there
Take a
anything
bit.
else we could get you today? Like, maybe, another drink or, another shot of some, black gunpowder in your coffee?
What's your favorite thing on the menu?
Oh, geez, nobody ever asked me like favorite thing to eat. I don't know. I'm kind of a simple guy. I like the javelina dogs. I'll spice them up with, some animal style. Maybe throw in some anal angst to keep it spicy.
Is this place always so busy?
Looks around, really proud like, and he says, "Absolutely." Couldn't have asked for kind of fell into this particular hobby, but used to be a fixer. Didn't quite turn out as good as I wanted. got a job cooking up a batch of, thing on the table, and then I realized I like to cook. I'm really good at it. Apparently, the rest of Phoenix seems to think so.
Well, the drinks are excellent, Chuck.
Food has been
Oh,
good.
thank you. Thank you very much. And he says, think that you've all been so, like, great customers, and it was nice chatting with you. He, like, pulls out, like, a coupon. Why don't you just use this, like, the next time you're here for, anything in particular?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I thank him for his time.
So he goes back to getting at the butchering in the back and working up some more of customers' orders.
If
Just-
anything's happening here, it's not him. That doesn't mean it isn't happening, but I don't think it's him.
How reliable is the info that anything would be happening here?
My contact at night calls has been pretty decent. I haven't had any problems with him, and I can understand why he'd point me this way, considering the arrangement that we just discovered. That would make sense that they'd be concerned about the place being involved in something, since he's their source for the formula.
Do you think that maybe he's just unaware of what he's getting?
We should talk about this somewhere else.
We are talking about it. Actually, we're not talking about anything.
He seems to take pride in his food.
I mean, we could go walk around the bazaar.
Yeah, we should. We should. We have 3 couples. We should do what 3 couples do when they're through with dinner.
Go walk the bazaar.
Sure. Oh, that's right. You're so unfamiliar with that.
What's happening? All right, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about.
It's all. Well, you don't know what an odd couple is either, so that's going to go right by you.
No, nope. All right.
Doc probably got it, but And yeah, we just kind of meander out into the tent area, and we're just there listening and letting Sam get a look around, see if there's anything that she might want to pay attention to, or ask a question of, and just kind of wander through the area at a nice sedate pace, considering we've all ate and drank, and we're not expected to move quickly.
Sure. Yeah, it's a small little bazaar. They've got they've got an assortment of vendors, all of which are on the small side. Like one guy reselling some clothing. There's some armored clothing there, but mostly just like used clothing that has been like touched up or whatnot, like new, which is pretty common right now in this day and age. You've got another person who is selling like music and music paraphernalia. There's got like a bass guitar, several albums laying out, a CD, like physical media format. He's got a couple drives that are flagged. One's got Harry Eurodyne's newest album. The other one's Samurai. There's also oh no, it's yes, Wicked Lion is in there. Omen would recognize that band. She knows the lead singer. But yeah, I mean, and another stall has random electronic parts in case you're trying to refurbish something. They've got he actually has like 2 VCRs that are still shrink wrapped. Not in the box, but they're shrink wrapped.
Considering that the shrink wrap process for items has been around for decades.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just a bunch of knickknacks like that. You've got somebody out there who's essentially selling lemonade. And not a kid or whatnot, but they're like right at the very end. With it's a little bit more expensive because they give you a reusable cup. But
Okay.
otherwise, it's a stop off for people passing through. It gives kind of the impression with the fact that they've got this restaurant here and then the refurbished strip mall, small strip mall that's here. It kind of gives a truck stop feel, like you might see nowadays.
Gotcha.
Nothing striking that stands out in any particular fashion.
No, unless there's anything of what I mentioned that you.
Wander back to the clothes place, and what garments does he have that are armored, and what is he asking for them?
He's got an armored T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically a shirt. It looks like a regular shirt, but it actually has plating sewed into it.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the big dumb brute is just walking around.
Hey, that's what guys do when they're out, quote unquote dates. We're supposed to be there, and every once in a while pay for whatever it is that's being bought and look good. Other than that, yeah. Especially in cyberpunk society.
Yeah,
Okay,
actually.
so you're looking at about $150 for the armored shirt, and he ends up he's also got some pants.
Okay, I call. Well, Kai's right there. I go, Kai, you think this looks like it's going to fit?
Does it?
With a little bit of tailoring, yeah. I mean, it might be a little baggy on you, but it's not going to affect the protection value.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Anything's better than running on empty. So I pick it up and give it to her as a.
She'll just throw the shirt on over what she's got on now.
Okay. And the pants are going to go for $70. They're basically heavy leathers.
Okay.
So your torso is going to be a 10 for stopping power. And your legs will be a 4.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
What I have on my shirt on my sheet now is a 14 for torso.
So did somebody buy you?
Well, he replaced everything that.
Okay, so then you don't need to put the shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And then it's just
Maury's got
thin.
an interesting list of expenses, that's for sure.
And what did you say the legs were?
4.
4 on both right and left.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually,
One-legged pants.
Is there anyone hanging out in the parking lot? Like, are there any groups, cars,
Why don't you give
colors?
Why don't you give me a roll? We're gonna go intelligence and awareness notice.
Okay. That's going to be 18.
Okay. As you've kind of walked around the perimeter and through the marketplace a couple of times, you see somebody hanging out in the shade of the strip mall, not in the actual in any of the buildings, just kind of up against the wall underneath the overhang.
Is he
And
doing anything in particular? Is it?
he's looking and watching,
I guess I'll.
and
If Doc's
as you
walking with me, I'll like nudge and like kind of
and
point over.
as you've spotted this person at this point, he's got kind of long, ratty, kind of blonde hair. He's wearing a black cap that says Screwhead on it. He's got beat up jeans and a shirt. The shirt, however, despite the weather, is long sleeved and does look like it has like armor plating added to it. So he's got a little something. But as you point that out to one of your team members, whoever it is you're walking with, you end up seeing somebody come walking over to him, and they're like doing this, the innocuous scratching their chin and looking a little out of place.
Telescopic eye. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pretend I'm looking at something like in a stall. Oh, I'll pick up that Wicked Lion CD and not try to sigh too heavily, and I'll use my telescopic eye to see what that guy's doing.
Sure. You see him. The guy approached him, hands him a cred stick, and he ends up handing him a little black baggie.
Yeah, drug dealer. I don't know what he's dealing. I'll use my subvocal comm that I have in mandible comm. Looks like there's someone that's dealing over here, but that's the only thing I'm seeing that even looks somewhat shady in this whole area.
Baggy look like the one we got from the restaurant owner?
Does
No.
it? No, it looks different. It's doesn't look like the guy's wearing any gang colors either. At least that I can tell.
Not anything that's directly related to what we're doing. We probably should kind of look over at Sam and go like, it's a drug dealer. I don't think there's anything here. Unless we want to, get into the drug part, which is a whole different game.
Irrelevant.
Speaking of which, do we then have everything we need? It doesn't seem like we're getting anything from this place.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a connection yet.
I don't see one either. And, it's not the type of place that you hit in broad daylight or even at night. Looking at everything around here, I'm sure that the cameras are pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of loot here. The place got hit. Yet here it sits unmolested out in the middle of nowhere.
I would probably try to talk to somebody who used to work at this place.
Yeah. That'd be, a different endeavor, and we'd probably have to go back and have someone hack their protocols for hiring.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know that we need to do that at this point. I'm relying on, what Sam's telling us. And right now, if we've got enough and there's nothing here that we think relates to it.
Is our other driver still here?
Yeah, she's actually hanging out with a very bored expression at the van.
Okay, so she's not immediately with us.
No.
Okay, then I will share with the group as long as we're not in earshot of anyone. I need to post today or I won't be the first one. And my benefactor says he's open to renegotiating, compile a list of expenses for me, and I will pass them along.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. If you need to do it, then do it. If we're not finding anything here, then that's what you go on.
Don't get me wrong. It was a nice drive, and the food, drink weren't bad, but
Thank you. That food was great.
and listening to Tank Girl talk, as a person was, kind of novel, and we probably should have recorded it because when the drugs were off, she'll be normal.
Nope. No. All right.
By the
But,
way, the bill came to 110. Ed.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. Is tipping a thing in the future?
Yes.
So he's gonna leave 150.
Wow.
So you're leaving 150 tip or 150 total?
150 total.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Our new Aaron Thor.
I was just gonna say, in George's position.
Here is 3 gold. Enjoy.
He walks over to Saf and says, "Thanks. At least this didn't end in bloodshed and a lot of bullets flying everywhere."
There's that. So am I driving you back home now?
I
Well,
think we're all about ready.
Do we bring 3 cars?
I think we had 2.
2?
Just the 2.
I almost wanted to play this off like it was just a long-winded attempt to take you out again, with less blood and
I knew
gunfire.
I knew it.
Yeah, and you did it with a bunch of people trying to investigate people being eaten by people.
Yeah.
Right. How old are you again?
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
Too old to be doing stuff like this. Like I said, I was almost going to try and play it off like that, but I don't think you would have bought it.
No, I wouldn't have.
But I really
nice try,
appreciate
though.
it.
Well, back to the city, I guess.
Yep.
Hey. I'm good with it.
Okay, so back to the city everybody goes.
Mm-hmm. We'll let Sam post off her article, and
Yeah, so I'll separate from the group to do my thing, and then once it's up, I guess we can meet if we need to.
yeah, send you a list. Tank Girl's got her vehicle. I've got 9,000 in expenses, of which 1/3 alone is our local hacker.
Jerome, as far as the media goes, I would have like a contact email in case anybody has like inquiries or follow-ups or wants to be a whistleblower, whatever.
Sure.
Just so that they don't have to like go after me. There's like an actual place where they can.
Right. So you're doing this directly yourself through your website, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like usual.
Give me one more roll. For your it's going to be credibility, and I think what was it in?
Yeah.
That goes.
I'm gonna use my reroll.
All right. Oh, did you have one?
I do not actually had 2, but yeah. Okay, 20.
Nice.
Much
Okay. All right.
Let's not start off on a 1.
Oh,
That's a bad
no.
idea.
All right, so you get that posted up, and now it's a matter of waiting time of when that, if that takes off, and and if it gains traction. So, the only other thing left to ask in regards to your article is, are you doing anything to try and bolster the attention to it?
Is there anything I can do?
You have a contact.
My actor friend. Is that who you're implying?
Alicia.
Because I'm not sure how much I would like her to be involved.
Understandable.
For her own protection.
Right.
That's why I have an alter ego.
Right. No, I understand.
I mean, she probably follows it. She knows about it, so she would probably follow it.
Well, she doesn't know what it is you're doing.
Oh,
You're kind of throwing that out there, so that's what I'm saying. Like you can have the scoop. It's like those guys who predicted something on YouTube, right? Never got taken down or anything, and then like 3 weeks later, media gets it, and it's a big deal. But
okay.
somebody
So
else already had it, and you could even verify it. They uploaded it way before. It's just a matter of how much effort do you want to put into this? Because right now, again, like all the rest of you, you don't really have any
the
cred.
reach.
You're not visible.
Okay, fair enough,
Yeah.
So okay, so in this case, I will I'll reach out to her and say, hey, I just put a new story up. It's a doozy, or I probably wouldn't use that word. It's a big deal.
Intense. Intense is the word.
Yeah.
It's going to clip the headlines.
There you go.
I'll say it needs to get out, and then
Okay. Do you
yeah.
you verified your sources? You've got evidence?
I have the receipts.
Tell her you have the data shard, which confirms it. That's what she's going to want to hear.
She says, all right, hun, give me, you caught me right about my lunch break, so why don't you give me about 30? I'll take a look, and if it looks like it leads, I'll throw it at our news crew.
Thanks, Mana.
You got it. Are you staying out of trouble? This isn't like gonna come back on you directly, is it?
Just doing my job.
No, I understand. I understand.
You might want to tell her it's hot, Sam.
It's gonna make waves.
Well,
But-
all the good news does. If it's half as good as you're leading up, maybe this is going to be something that breaks you.
Hopefully,
I know you've been kind of frustrated with the low amount of hits.
well, yep, all of that.
Yep, all of that.
And all that jazz.
She says, "Okay, well, don't be a stranger."
You too.
So she hangs up.
Okay.
All right. The crew's gonna go chill out for 2 days, and like all low profile.
And not to interrupt, we just got raided by High Shelf Collective with a raiding party of 9. Yay! Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
And while we wait to see which way this blows and see if any heat blows back on us,
He does put his ammunition as a part of his expenses, by the way.
Understandable.
I'll work on. Do I actually have to do it, Jerome? I can do it actually and turn it in. I
What's
just need
that?
to know if you want me to go to the trouble of putting up a spreadsheet and itemizing all the stuff.
I mean, we can obviously do that later.
Okay.
We don't have to do it like as a part of the game. Yes, thank you very much. Just keeping the Cyberpunk TTRPG love going. Thank you very much. Also, if you get the chance, follow their channel. I think I actually already follow them. They've got some good stuff on there.
So can I add stuff to the list too of stuff I want?
I mean, it'll go through me, and I'll probably verify. Like, I don't remember us buying this.
Yeah.
I'll be like, a new car.
Right. A new car.
Let me phrase it to you this way: the
Yeah.
want list goes towards the next contract after we made sure we've covered everything we lost.
Yeah, if you're trying to get some wants, you're going to need to take that out from the money you get paid.
Yep.
And just buy it that
And-
way.
Yeah.
So,
And
I mean, by all means, you can put it on the list, but it will get verified.
so, you guys were waiting a couple days at this point. The news hits. And DMS, what is it? Channel, I forget the channel we've got here. Great, I didn't write that down. Okay, I know where I can find.
WNS News or N54 or any of those.
Well, N54 does have an affiliate here. DMS is actually their big market competitor.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Wow, I thought I wrote that down. Okay, well, I'll look it up later. So DMS, they end up running with it as the lead story, and it goes big. It, like, when it hits the next day, it is the lead story in the morning. It ends up being the lead story at night. As more information comes out, All Foods does a halfway decent job of deflecting, putting most, if not all, of this on the individual, from the case that first started, Vince Deller. Come to find out that All Foods had been suspect or was suspicious of Vince Deller due to some interesting expenditures that he had been going through. They found out that he had gotten in deep with a local fixer and a gambling den, and they believed that was why he started acting erratically. All Foods, of course, is adamant that there was no human byproduct added to any of their foods that were put out, and that they have rigorously tested to ensure that has not happened, and are open to third parties coming in to test as well. That their PR person has leaked, and they also indicate that it looks like Mr. Deller began acting erratically when he got suspicious that the company was starting to investigate him, which led to some sort of altercation with the scavengers that he had been dealing with, and they apparently decided to cut ties.
I feel like I should have gotten a lot of that. Next time.
But yes, it actually did affect the All Food stock. They dropped a point in trading. They picked it back up after the confirmation, but it wasn't for another 2 days before they picked up that.
We forgot to investigate at the other bar.
It's okay.
Okay.
So when it comes back, again, we'll deal with the the itemized list.
Mhm.
So Sam, you end up getting a call.
Is it like on my phone or is it on my website?
It is your phone, El Jefe.
Oh, okay. Bueno.
He says, "I take it you've been watching the news."
See,
I think someone put a little bug in DMS's ear that there was a potentially big story that could have been could have been revealed. Good job, kid.
thank you.
I'll have you know that I had Miss Neon in my office the other day. Once the media had broke this story, and she cut an interesting deal that I can't exactly go into. But let us just say that the veracity of your comments passed the test of fire. There was clearly something to that. So as a thank you, I'll be throwing in a little something extra.
Ah, muchas gracias.
And there's a knock at your door.
I'm gonna look at the peephole first.
It's actually a delivery person.
Sure it is.
Yeah,
And the crew's not there. It's great. I love it. Come on.
I'm gonna pretend that I'm not here and have them just leave it at the door.
Okay. Yeah, and so he says I sent a delivery person. They should be here right about now, or at least it looks like it.
Oh, okay. And then I will open the door.
Okay, so the guy is standing there. He's got basically a typical UPS style outfit, but it's not UPS anymore. But it's like that. He's got a package. He's got a tablet, and he said, and he's like, "Are you Sam?
See?
Could you just sign here, please?" He hands you one of the the pins to sign on a electric tablet.
I will sign it.
All right. He says he hands you a box. It's a little bit bigger than a shoebox. He says, "Have a nice day, ma'am."
All right. I will lock him out and I will examine the package before I open it.
Sure. It's a brown box. All the appropriate tagging on the outside.
Is it
However,
ticking?
no. However, it does say fragile.
So probably I shouldn't shake it.
Yeah, and while you're on the phone with quote unquote El Jefe, he says that's a part of the gift. Feel free to do with that however you wish.
Okay. I will take it to the table and open it.
Okay, so you open it up. Obviously, the packaging comes out first. It's been packed in there pretty tightly with the nice bubble wrap and whatnot. You pull out a 6-pack of PBR. PBR is no longer made. So
Wow.
you could either drink it, or if you could find a reseller, you could sell it.
It's
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I will give that some thought. Gracias.
You are
Do you
more than welcome.
Do you have more work for me?
I'm certain I will, but I don't have anything on my desk as of this.
Okay, you know where to find me.
That I do. Keep up the good work.
Okay, so I will contact the crew and say, good Good work, everyone. We ought to celebrate.
Sure.
The reserved expression on everyone's faces.
Well, there's this great Superstition Grill just went to. I mean, pretty nice place. The
Actually,
owner's real nice.
that's not a terrible idea. That's kind of a fun one. And I
And you'll
we
have
set
10% off. Don't forget the coupon.
and do phones work basically the way that they do here?
Yeah.
So I can send an image.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
Okay, so I'll take a picture of the PBR and say, should we drink this or scalp it?
Hey, Amore, how much can you get for that type of thing?
Depends on the price. Question mark.
Actually, my what I would say is you might want to just put that in the fridge and hang on to it. It's for those that are interested in those sort of things, and in the circles that you run in, there's going to be more than one. It's an acceptable either intro or goodwill gesture.
A
It's
bribe?
not. I would
Bribe.
never say anything like that. Bribes are so passé. It's a gesture of friendship or cooperation, even coordination. But bribe, such an ugly, uncivilized word.
It would also make a good celebratory drink amongst a new crew.
It would, except I don't drink PBR. My choice of entertainment is slightly different. Oh, although I won't stop anyone else from doing it.
You know what? I will divide it amongst the crew, and you can decide what you want to do with yours.
Okay.
What do you like to drink?
It has to be something that goes with my brew. I have a certain chemistry that I'm really fond of that makes me this mellow guy that, so I don't get easily offended by rude people who don't know how to party properly.
I'm talking about a drink. Tell me, I'll pick it up on the way over. We're going to crack those open and we're going to celebrate.
You're going to be drinking. It's not going to be what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think he's going to be smoking. I get it. Where you guys going to be at? I'm down for either. In fact, I could make sure that, things work out if you got the right materials.
I'm going to
So,
suggest.
out of game for a second, Jerome. We're going to get paid.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to make that. So,
Oh, yeah.
assuming we get paid, I have enough
are
credits
we-
for us to rent a suite somewhere
How
for
are we
one
getting
night.
paid?
I assume with 500 credits, Jerome, I can find a nice suite for us
Sure.
to party in for one night.
Yeah, sure.
Fix arranges for a party suite for the group, and that's what we do.
Oh, well. I was going to suggest the Quinn's place, but I guess
Oh,
that's-
you mean Rattler's Cove?
Yeah, that.
I mean, you could still do that. You could get, a suite there.
I'm okay with that. I got 500 credits to I can spend on it, so.
How are we getting paid? Like, is it just sent on a cred chip or whatever?
No, it's going to be sent to you to give to everybody.
Okay. Would I have that already?
Presumably, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Plus
Then
whatever
I'll,
they itemize, but we're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
Then I'll come prepared with the paycheck too.
Okay. And that is where we're going to call it for the night. Everybody takes their downtime, heads to the Rattler's Cove. You get a suite. You get drinks. You get a little nose candy, apparently. some smokes or whatnot, and maybe some gambling. Who knows? Actually,
Little dancing.
I mean, smokes like cigarettes.
you could have that, yeah. Oddly enough, this is the second time in 2 different Cyberpunk games that the act of drinking and drugs took place at the Rattler's Cove with the Quits.
Nice.
I mean, that's what you do.
But
Right?
yeah, but that's what you do. Spock, that's what we do. So, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, High Shelf Collective, for rating us. We will be back again with Cyberpunk on the 22nd of March, picking up where we left off. Hopefully, with the replacement vehicle and money for everyone. And then the next game we're going to, so we are not going to have Blood Ties this Saturday. We have an event we're going to. So the next games that will be in gameplay will be the 16th, or sorry, the 17th and 18th, which would be Ashen by Night, and then the superhero game Modern Age Hero.
Yeah, Action by Night should be, this episode should be a really good one.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, thank you all for tuning in. I had a lot of fun tonight. You guys have a great one. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Night.